We went into the abyss. We fell deep and hard, the economy and the stock market. We came out of the abyss quickly and hard. Here we are now, worries about a second wave and an election coming that will probably live up to 2020's mayhem, I would imagine. So what the hell do we do? Well, it's September 30th tomorrow. So where are we? What would you be doing now?
Total stay the course.
Stay the course.
Stay the course. I mean, look, I think that the idea of the flare-up in the fall, I think one of the reasons why we've been doing all the things we're doing is because we fully expect it. I don't think that we're getting enough credit in the country as being really a testing nation now. There's testing everywhere, testing at school, testing at work. So at least we won't have people who get it hanging around the office. I think that that's different and better. We do have the therapeutics that Dr. Gottlieb said. All the doctors say the fall is going to be disaster. So if you build in that it's going to be disaster, that means you shouldn't need to sell. I'm anxious to watch the debate like everybody else, but we have seen over and over again that debates do not move the needle. And I do think that the economy is much better than people think, Joe. I mean, there's parts of the economy that we know aren't good, but there are other parts of the economy that are extraordinary. And I think that there's a miss-the-boat aspect of the stimulus. It kind of happened already. You know, if you were going to save certain industries, you had to do it because they're done. And I think it's kind of like if any of these people work for a living, Joe, they would know they missed it. Those places are closing and will never come back.
I'm taken aback, Jim, by your tweet a moment ago about stimulus and sort of a fatalistic view of at least what the restaurant sector is facing in this country.
Well, look, be candid. I mean, we ran out of PPP about 3 months ago. Some of us have just decided to pay lots of employees to do nothing, and it's done. They had a chance. I think they made a decision that you would have to keep these people on until we had a vaccine. So neither party agreed to anything, and it's too late. There's nobody to give PPP to for the most part in restaurants, except for, look, the winners were Darden in the small business side. We know that they were viewed as non-essential. They never snapped back unless they had something to do, say, with elective surgery. As a small group of people, they blew it. You know, they can talk all they want. They blew it. Now, do they know they blew it? Who are they talking to? Do they talk to hotelers? I don't know. There's been some that have really argued vociferously, but they're billionaires. They're not going to get the break. Do they talk to the small restaurants? Obviously not. That's who I talk to because I'm more in sync with the small restaurants than anybody they are, as well as the bars. It failed. That's okay. They blew it. They hated each other, and they blew it. David, you know, there comes a time where you have to admit that only the strong survive. How many months can I pay my 15 people to do nothing?
Right.
Well, I ran out. I did it for 3 months. It was nice. Did my best. We'll bonus people. But we were all waiting for PPP. They're still talking.
I know.
They're still talking as if everybody's waiting. We gave up.
Right.
I gave up on my inn. I gave up on my restaurants.
And I'm sure there's great frustration as a result of that. Listen, there are plenty of restaurants, by the way. There are certainly in our world area that are open, that are outside, that are trying. Some of them were not able to take the full PP or take it at all because of the 75% provision in terms of guaranteeing you would bring back as many 75% of your employees, given the fact that many of them are running far below capacity. That was not something many restaurants, Jim, were able to step up to do. But I understand your frustration as somebody who has owned a restaurant and a bar and an inn. I would counter by simply saying the stimulus is more than that, obviously. We also know that the key point of contention between the White House and Senate and the House has been aid to state and local governments, which are in desperate need of that aid as well. So while your point may be well taken that restaurants, perhaps it's simply too late for, there are going to be beneficiaries here who are in desperate need of more money.
Totally. But it seems like Speaker Pelosi wants to give the states, which are just, I mean, how many states are bankrupt? You can't even, I mean, how many states can you actually give money to that if they don't get it, they will go bankrupt? They need it. But that's a lot of the states. Where are they? I mean, there's states that are not going to vote for the president. So the president doesn't want to help those states. Right. When it comes to small, medium-sized business, not just restaurants, sure, some could hang on. I mean, but, you have to look at these outside. I mean, the outside works until it's freezing. The outside works until it rains. The outside works until the Department of Transportation says you can't have many seats. The outside works until the police say you've got social distancing problems. I've seen everything. I've seen every it is absolutely great, David, that the restaurants are still open on your side. We know that the restaurants are going to fail because if you have 25% inside or even 50, well, and you kept your costs the same, it was obvious that you're going to fail. So, Carl, I mean, I think we just have to, it's give up. That's okay. It's give up time. Lost a lot of money? Sorry.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.